Welcome to Pixel Composer 1.19.6. This version introduces a new MKTree system. So this is a new node groups to generate trees. And the concept is quite simple, right? You start with some roots, and then you can add branch and leaf, and you render them all into one object. You right click inside this group, it is an inline groups, just like any other system. You will see that there's an option for you to generate different trunks. You can also generate trunk using part, like in this example. Right, we have the part here, and then you generate three trunks. You check the setting here. There's a number of settings that you can use to control the behavior of the trunks, of the leaf, of all the things. You can also apply some physics, right? You can trim the branch, you can bend the trees, you can blow the leaf. You can also add this tree grow animation to create a tree growing animation. Next is a new node, new grid warp node. So this node is a node that allows you to warp the surface using grid. So you can define the grid size and the detail of the blending. You can just modify the grid vertices and just gonna bend the surface around. I thought we already have some node like this. I checked and we don't, which is quite surprising. So I just added. Next is a point to SDF. This one is pretty simple. You can convert a set of points into an SDF surface. It's basically just calculate the distance from the pixel to each of the point. Similar to something you can do with like the cell noise. It's the same concept, right? But now because you can use a scatter point as the input, you have more control over how your final image will look. Then we have the refract node. The node will refract the image. So we have the original image like this, and then we give it a normal map. Right? And it's gonna use that normal map information to calculate the light refraction from the camera. There are different properties that you can control how the refraction will behave. Then we have the last two smaller nodes. First we have the cosine gradient. So this is just a new different type of gradient generation using a cosine. You control the coefficient in each of the values in that equation. The other one is also really simple node that I add in because I use this technique quite a lot, and it gets kind of annoying when you have to use multiple nodes for it, which is just to separate. You provide a surface and then a separate mask that look like this, and it will output two images. It's just gonna separate. Those are all the new nodes. Then we have an improvement on the already existing feature. So we have a new improved control gizmo for the transform and the composite. You can see now you can scale stuff, you can rotate stuff, you can also control the anchor point of all of them. Then we have the repeat node. Just add a simple button to fill the grid. The 2D extrude got the new wrap option, so it's just gonna wrap the extrusion back to create a tileable image. The 2D light node have a new property to control the softness of your sweeping edges to create more soft light looking. The frame node now got an auto resize option. So you click on the frame, you're gonna see this new reframe option. It's on by default, and it's just gonna mean that when you move the content inside the frame will adjust itself to reframe all the content inside. And you can hold shift to disable the reframing so that you can move the node outside the frames. But if you put it back, then it's just gonna continue reframing. And of course, this also works with nested frame as well. And the blend part also got a new blend mode option. And then we have an improvement on the user interface. You can now rename the node by pressing the F2 hotkey. And when you are selecting the node, you can press tab, and it will just select all the properties for you. Normally you have to select the inspector panel first, but now you'll be able to do it from the graph panel as well. You can now use the middle mouse button to pan around your scroll panels. And now in the gradient editor, you can hold control key and then click and drag on your palette to quickly create the gradients based on the color that you drag. So if I just want to create like this tone of pink, I can hold control key, click the first one, and then drag to the last one. I can also do in the inverse direction as well. And as usual, we have a series of bug fixes that I'm gonna show on the screen right now. So that will be it for this version. So thank you for watching. Special thanks for all the Patreon supporters, and see you in the next one.